This week on Untitled Two Geeks, we are going to be talking about Captain Marvel, but not that Captain Marvel. We're going to be talking about the DC version of Captain Marvel, which is a dude, and the movie isn't called Captain Marvel, it's called Shazam, because you have to say Shazam to make Captain Marvel become Captain Marvel, or he has to say Shazam. Anyway, comics are weird. But before we get into that, sponsors.
Our first sponsor is codeauthors.com for all your website needs. They do app development, e-commerce, and website design. So if you need something done with a website, go to codeauthors.com, and if you enter in the promo code, the number 2, followed by the word Geeks, you get 15% off all the products that you want, one time only. But swing over to codeauthor.com for all your website needs. Brandy.
Also, we have Relationship Hero. That is the company that I work for. We help you with your relationships. Obviously, we are the heroes of them. Need a date, need to learn how to use online dating apps, want your girlfriend back, want your girlfriend to leave you alone, want to learn how to properly propose to someone, anything. Can't get along with your in-laws. We'll help you with all of that. We're doing some new things, so I'm not exactly sure what you get right now for mentioning us. But if you go into the room and just say that a Tale of Two Geeks sent you, then we'll figure out something to do. It's just, there's changes in the company right now.
There is things afoot, and I am forgetting my hat, so forgive the glare. I am a bald bastard.
Oh yeah, and the tag is still RH200, and it might still be 10 free minutes. That might still work. I don't know. I'll get back to you on that.
Bald men unite.
We also have Rick's Comic City. We are going to be hanging out with them May 4th. May the 4th be with you. For Free Comic Book Day. We're going to be doing something down there, so you should totally swing by and check that out.
Even though I'm more of a Revenge of the Fifth kind of guy.
Or, some people are more of, Return of the Sixth. I can't say shit out my teeth. Anyway, so Rick's Comic Book City is our local comic shop.
3 locations, 1 in Nashville, 1 in Fort Campbell, and 1 in Clarksville. Visit your local comic book shop today.
We've also got our amazing editor, Buddy Magnus, our amazing tech guy, Brandon Green.
What?
We've got Samantha Spooky, this sexy-ass cosplayer. We've got Josh's Coin Rings. He's a guy named Josh who makes rings out of coins. He also makes other shit out of coins. He's real crafty like that.
He does some beard twist. It's not like the beads or anything, but I saw something he did this weekend where he took a coin and he basically turned it into like a twist, like a bread tie kind of thing. It was kind of cool, but it's awesome. You keep up the good work, Josh.
Somebody said too much bourbon. We've also got Definitely Impressed. That is our merch guy. He's a total fucking hermit, so if you want to check out what he does or order something with our likenesses on them, maybe order something with your likeness on them, order something with whatever the fuck you want on it, pillow, shirt, whatever. Just hit us up and we'll connect you with him because he's a hermit. Like, he has a Facebook page, but has he updated it? Who fucking knows? And then we've got Carol's Crocheted Creations. She's a chick named Carol who crochets stuff, and it's really cool. She made me a Groot. It's up there. You can't see it, I don't think, but I'll show it.
That's a little baby Groot.
It's a little baby Groot. It's cute. It's a cute Groot. So
Nothing
now,
rhyming. Dr. Seuss.
Now that we've got that out of the way, so
Shazam! Starring one Zachary Levi and shit. I'm going to IMDb this because I feel I would be doing the kids a bit of remorse.
Remorse? You'd be doing
yes.
a remorse?
Sorry. Whatever.
A disservice, maybe?
Disservice sounds a whole lot better.
Yeah. While you look that up, I'm just going to tell you guys what I thought of it. So, like I said in our first impressions video, it's like I'm calling out Buddy Matthews. Because Buddy Matthews, you suck.
Well, I mean...
Well, he doesn't suck, but he sucks. Or his opinion sucks when it comes to this movie. Because it's supposed to be... It's supposed to be exactly what it is. It's a kid who gets granted superpowers from a wizard. What would you do if you were like 14 years old and you were a foster kid and your life kind of sucked, right? What would you do if you fucking had superpowers granted to you, but you didn't know what they were? You knew exactly what he did. He grabs his fucking foster brother and is like, dude, I gotta tell you some shit. You know about this. Help me out.
Yeah, I mean, because Billy Batson played by Asher Angel, which kudos on that name. Yeah, it's basically the story of Big with Tom Hanks. The thing is, the story of Shazam, Captain Marvel, is older than Big. So,
yes. And they, there is a cute part in the movie where with the huge piano, and it's kind of obviously like a hint at that. Yeah,
it's very much a tribute to Big.
But that's exactly what it's supposed to be. Like, if you would, grab your brother or your best friend or whoever, and the only person that you can kind of sort of trust, and you would go and fucking be like, oh my god, am I bulletproof? Can I fly? How do I fly?
See, the thing is, in this movie, Billy Batson knows Jack Diddley squat about fucking comic books. It's his buddy, in the foster care system, Freddie, played by Jack Dylan Grazer. Wow. Who was like, I know everything there is about, comic books. He's got a replica Batarang in his room. He's got a bullet that was shot at Superman. It's got the little, implant, in where it mushroomed out and everything, that Billy later steals. Spoiler alert. But you already know that. But, so, Freddy knows everything there is to know about comic books. So, of course, Billy's like, dude, I don't know how to be a fucking superhero. I don't even know where to begin. And Freddy's like, test it. Scientific method. We must test you. And Billy's like, okay. And they're like, so what can you do? And super strength, got it. Super speed, got it. He gets shot. Sweet. Now, let's test. Is that the suit?
Or your skin. And then he's like, shoot him in the face! Shoot him in the face!
And he's just standing there and he's like, yeah, okay, go ahead. Pow, 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 pow.
He's like, yeah, shoot me in the face! And then like all the bullets could fall in his face. And he's like, oh my god, it's my skin!
And he's like, that kind of tickles.
That's exactly what I would do if I woke up tomorrow and I had fucking superpowers, man. He uses it to destroy the truck of the kids at school who were bullies. He uses it to get out, to cut class.
I mean, yeah, because he goes from, a 14-year-old to basically a late 20-year-old. Yeah. He buys beer for the first time. He's like, I would like to purchase your finest beer. He grabs PBR. Folks, I drink. PBR is not a good beer. I've drank it as a last resort. That's why, when they say it tastes straight up like vomit, they're not lying. But yeah, he goes into a titty bar. Come on, you're a 14-year-old kid.
Later, when he has to think of a place to go for everyone, he takes the whole family to a titty bar.
Even the small kids. So of course it's a campy movie because if you're a mid-teenager that's granted superpowers, you're gonna be kind of campy. There's no two ways about it. Fuck, if you're a grown-ass adult and you're granted superpowers, you're gonna be campy about it. I don't give a fuck who you are. You're gonna do shit that, you're gonna be like, I don't want to wait in line for the movie, so I'm just gonna zap that movie machine to give me a ticket. I mean, granted, you're a superhero and you should be out fucking doing superhero-y things, but you're gonna do some campy shit from time to time. So this whole thing about this movie being too campy, I call bullshit.
I mean, it's supposed to be campy. It's like, okay, on some level, we have to admit, right? Like, our movies, geek movies, are campy. They are. Even if it is the darkest, most serious movie, there's a degree of camp because you can't get around that when you're literally talking about, like, people with fucking superpowers.
Even Batman the Dark Knight with Heath Ledger in it, one of the greatest Jokers that there is, has a bit of a camp factor to it in certain scenes. Minimal, but there's some camp where you're just like, wow, okay. But it flows. It works. It's good. And this is one of the instances, where, the camp works. Damn. The camp works. So.
It's also really funny. Like, there are, like, the entire theater, and we were, part of that lucky group that got to see it early. So there couldn't have been spoilers or anything. The entire theater completely unaware of exactly what's going to happen outside of like the promos and the basic backstory of, Captain Marvel. It's like, throughout the movie, erupts in laughter. Like,
yes.
Every fucking person in that theater, which was packed, was just fucking, like, erupting.
Except that fucking baby. Quit bringing your fucking babies to theaters.
There was a baby. I didn't even hear the baby.
I heard it.
I was doing it.
I will eat your fucking spawn with ranch dressing.
Don't bring babies to movies. They can't even appreciate movies.
Fucking kids.
Like, wait until it comes out on VHS.
I'm sorry, did you just say VHS?
I did say VHS because I'm old. And VHS is the thing.
Oh, fuck. Not anymore. It goes straight... Sorry, folks, we got dogs. And apparently one of them decided to spill food on the floor. You gotta clean that up. Go ahead. Anywho.
There's Pawn. She's the derpiest dog in the world. Like, Derpy Dog Award. But no. So there are several times throughout the movie when, like, the entire, like, the entire auditorium, like, just erupts in laughter because it's hilarious.
It's good times.
I mean, it's a very fucking funny movie. It's also a very sad movie because, didn't you just kind of want to punch the mom in the face?
Oh, yeah, no, when Billy finally fucking finds his mom, because throughout the movie, Billy Batson is trying to find his parents, because as a kid, he gets lost at a carnival. And his mom, we come to find out, basically just leaves him there.
Yeah, so you see it from his point of view first, right? And he's like a little kid, maybe like 3 or 4.
Something like that.
And his mom is throwing darts at balloons in the carnival, and he's saying he wants a tiger, and she's like, I'm trying to get you the tiger, honey, but mom's not going pro here. And, she ends up winning him this little keychain that is basically a compass.
Not basically, is
well,
a
I mean,
compass.
but it's round, and compasses aren't like...
They can be round.
It's spherical. I've never seen a spherical.
Spherical? Not spherical? Sphere.
That's what I said. Spherical.
You said spherical.
Fuck you. I have a teeth problem.
Don't move. There you go. Sorry.
Cutting that the fuck out. Anyway.
No, you're not.
It's like you're grooming me. We're not fucking monkeys. We're not gorillas.
I mean, we belong to the grade 8 family. You better leave that in.
But no, so it's spherical.
Ooga, ooga.
It's spherical.
Spherical.
I can't say that word right now because I'm learning how to talk
Spherical.
again from some mental work. So it's spherical.
It's one of them circles.
It's not a circle.
It's one of them balls.
There you go. It's a ball. It's a ball shape. But anyway, so that's his version of the memory. And then he's searching for her, and he's like, and his caseworker basically tells him, like, the last time he really runs away, honey, you've been looking for her for like 10 years. She would have found you by now, right? Like, it's no one's looking for you, and I'm
Give up,
sorry,
bro.
and that sucks. But there are other families out there who would love to have you. You know, let them be your family. And he's just like, no, man, like my mom, and he has this fucking notebook of all these women with his last name, like with the Batson name, and he tries to hunt down. Towards the end of the movie, like, he fucking finds her. This kid in his foster home is, you know, the quintessential Asian kid. Like, and he's the token Asian kid, because they make him the entire stereotype of Asian people. He's like technologically ingenious. Yeah, he's like a tech genius kid. He like fucking hacks some shit, and he's a gamer.
He didn't hack anything. He said he didn't hack anything.
But what he said he didn't hack it, but his name might have gotten on some databases. So he's basically saying, I hacked it, but let's not tell anybody. But yeah, so then he finds her, he goes to her fucking apartment, and then he knocks, and she opens the door. She doesn't recognize him, and he's like, hey, I'm your kid. And then she basically tells him, like, I left you there. And then you see it through her perspective, where she was basically like, whatever, he'll find a good home.
The whole excuse, I was 17, I didn't know what I was doing, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada.
And
I said, fuck you.
Brushes him the fuck away, man, because like her new beau, her new fucking boyfriend or husband or whatever, because his dad's in jail, is yelling like, who's at the door? And apparently doesn't even know that she has a kid. So she just walks the fuck away, and
she doesn't walk away. She stays at the door because she
I'm
realized...
saying at the carnival, she just walked the fuck away from him. And like through her perspective, it was more like, you know, God damn it, kid, I'm trying to get you the fucking tiger. She doesn't cuss at him, but that's basically the attitude she has. Not of like, here, I want to try my best to understand he's a little kid and doesn't know that I'm trying my best. And it's just like at her wit's end. And it's, oh my God, I hated that fucking part of the movie. I want to beat that bitch. Like, oh, don't abandon her fucking kids. Anyway, that was my little mini rant. Don't abandon. A PSA from Untitled Geeks: don't abandon your children.
Unless they're little bastards. Then you just, tie a rock to their ankles and see how far they can swim.
Harry,
don't
do that. He doesn't mean that. Don't do that. He says awful things because he's an awful person in his cold little black heart. But don't do that.
Makes me warm inside when I say shit like that, though.
Whatever. It was a fucking fantastic movie. And at the end, when he realizes that like his family is the foster family, and he's gonna stay there and be their family.
His foster dad is Jerry from fucking The Walking Dead.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That was a little nod. I was like, oh, yeah, I like that guy. He's a cool guy in The Walking Dead.
So going into this movie, I didn't know a lot about Captain Marvel because, again, he is a lesser known in the DC universe. He wasn't even around that long.
You didn't even really know that it was actually Captain Marvel.
I didn't. You pointed that out to me, actually. And then I was like, dude, seriously? And so I did a lot of fucking background research into it. And it's really weird because, like, there were lawsuits that threatened between DC and Marvel over the licensing of the name Captain Marvel, which is basically why any movie featuring DC's version of Captain Marvel can't be called Captain Marvel.
Well, there's also some lawsuits within DC because the creator of Superman basically, because in 1938, Superman hit the pages of, comic books. He was the first super costume hero. He wasn't the first, comic book hero, but he was the first super.
Was it the Phantom Super?
No, the Phantom wasn't super. He was just some dude.
I thought he had powers.
And he was in the comic strip. I'm talking about comic books. The Vigilante was basically kind of a knockoff of the Lone Ranger. I did research for this in high school. It was one of the best fucking papers I ever wrote.
And apparently his research
I got a 93 on it.
beats my research because I was talking about my research and he fucking started mansplaining with his research.
Damn right. Mansplaining, bitch.
Just like he tried to mansplain this.
What, your tits?
No, Captain fucking Marvel. Although, you know, let's respect these girls. But, no, the female Captain Marvel, the Marvel's Captain Marvel. Anyway, so there were
Sorry.
There were
I did that on purpose.
divorce. Everybody drink. Anyway, what was I saying? No, so there were lawsuits threatened between DC and Marvel. There were lawsuits threatened within DC because Captain Marvel was supposedly a ripoff of Superman, but that has also been accused of the Marvel version of Captain Marvel being a ripoff of Superman.
Actually, it's been true of any
Highly powerful
any character that has powers within a comic book universe, except for one. Except for one.
What?
Do you know which one?
Wonder Woman.
Nope. Wonder Woman has powers.
I know, but I'm saying Batman.
Yep.
Because he ain't got powers.
Nope.
Because he's just an idiot who doesn't know.
But this
shit
isn't
people.
true. He is not an idiot. Well, all except for also Iron Man. Because Iron Man doesn't have any. But those two characters alone were able to make safe passage through the lawsuits of litigation regarding, you know, rip-offs of Superman.
Well, I mean, to me though, like, there's an argument to be made that they're rip-offs of, or that they could be seen as rip-offs of each other. They're kind of mirror images, except that I think that the Marvel version of Batman is better because I think, you know, Iron Man is better.
Actually, the Marvel version of Batman is actually Spider-Man.
No, not really, because Spider-Man has powers, Batman doesn't. I'm saying that he is the closest in the sense that he's uber rich and he uses his money and tech prowess to fight crime. It's just, I think he's much
Yeah, we're still
better.
talking about Batman, yeah.
Iron Man doesn't. That's what I'm saying.
Batman does better, but we're not
No.
talking about Batman here. So
Iron
get off
Man,
this subject.
Iron Man does it better. I'm smarter than him. Anyway, so there were a lot of lawsuits back and forth, you know, back in the 40s over Captain Marvel, both in DC and Marvel, between DC and Marvel, so it's a huge thing. But also, shit, you told me to threw me off base. Like, there was so much that I found out while researching this version of Captain Marvel. It was actually pretty fucking short-lived, man. Like, it was real popular in the in the 40s. But then it kind of fell away.
It didn't come back until the 90s.
And, I mean, there were, like, little bits here and there, like in crossovers or whatever, little mentions, but it didn't become big again until the 90s.
Well, it's kind of like Marvel's Captain Marvel. Marvel's Captain Marvel wasn't really that big. When it came out, everybody's like, oh, wow. And then everybody's like, eh. And then it kind of fell away, and then that's why there were so many different iterations of that particular character, because it starts off as Marvel. The first person to actually call themselves Captain Marvel in the Marvel Universe is Mariah.
But we're not talking about that. We were talking about that last time.
Right, what I'm saying
we talked
is...
about that in the previous episode. We're not talking about that now.
What I'm saying is Captain Marvel seems to have that curse. Whether it's DC or Marvel, they have this kind of short-lived, infamy, or whatever you might want to call it, where they're like, everybody's like, oh, hey, this is an awesome new character. Let's get behind them for a while. And then they're like, let's either go back to, what we know and what we love, or, oh, hey, look, we got a new one.
So that's actually a pretty interesting. Okay, so that's interesting. I think that Captain Marvel on the Marvel side is going to have to stick around a little longer just because she's so tied in now. Like, they've gone all in.
Yeah, she's the new
on
face of
her.
Avengers.
When it comes to the Avengers, and also when it comes to like the current fucking storyline, like she is the tie in to Endgame to tie it all together, like we talked about in our episode on Captain Marvel. So yeah, I mean, I think they're gonna have to stick with her. But when it comes to the DC side, they could throw this away if they wanted to not invest any more money in it, because it is not really tied in to Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman.
It is loosely, but I see what you're saying.
All of the things. Well, what I'm saying, like, it is in the comic book. I'm saying the movie isn't.
Well, no.
The movie makes no tie-ins except that you see Superman at the end, but you don't even see his face.
No, yeah, they do like this little, tie-in where, yeah.
There's the S.
There's the
like,
costume because, he was like, hey, I brought a friend. It's like, oh, yeah? Oh! And you're like, yes! And then they do a little tie-in at the... Okay, so I'm going to spoil this right now. I don't give a fuck. The post-credit scene. What we call the stinger.
Yes.
It's got Zachary Levi.
There's two of them.
Because he's in his, the Shazam, the Captain Marvel form. And he's holding this bowl. He's got a goldfish in it. And he's talking to it. But then, of course, he's like, I'm just fucking with you because it's a test. He's like, what good would it do to be able to talk to fish? And Freddy's like, he's wearing an Aquaman shirt. And he's like, I don't know. Maybe commands up to 6 million people?
Billion.
Was it billion?
Billion.
Yeah, 6 billion people in the sea to fight for the saving, of Earth.
I think it's people, though. I think it's like creatures.
Whatever it was. And like, Zachary Levi's like, oh, well, that would just be boring. It's just like, yeah. Which, even though, if you listen to the previous episode, we both liked fucking Aquaman.
Yeah, and it is cute because throughout the movie there are little like jabs or references to Aquaman. Like there's a time when he's lined up, like getting people to pay him for selfies with Shazam with Captain Marvel.
They call him Red Cyclone.
Then they call him a lot of things.
Or Captain Sparkle Fingers. Which I think they wanted to call him Captain Marvel, but obviously they couldn't.
They play around with his name a lot.
But
never actually
there was a couple times when they were like, Captain, and you're like, and then they like called him Sparkle Fingers, and you're like, so close.
Yeah, like they never actually land on a name either. Like he's never, they never land on a name. And I think they do that on purpose because his name is Captain Marvel. But, so, there's a line like waiting to get selfies with Captain Marvel, and then like you see, and like you think that's his line, and then you see like this little like marquee thing, like a street marquee that says, Aquaman, and then you realize that all those people are actually in line to get photographs with Aquaman, and then at the end credits, there's little drawings here and there of like Captain Marvel with Wonder Woman and like Batman's in it, and all
and
this,
the drawing is,
and then there's one drawing of Aquaman and he's just like taking selfies.
There's like one drawing where Captain Marvel steals the Batmobile and he's dragging Batman behind it, picks up Wonder Woman for the prom.
He's 14.
I mean, but seriously,
he's 14.
This is all, mind you, this is Freddy drawing this shit. Which I did think it was actually kind of cool. When he calls basically the council of Shazams, as it were, and he gives Freddy, who is a handicapped kid. He's got to walk around in crutches and shit. And all of a sudden, Freddy can fly. And he takes full advantage of that shit. And when Freddy gained that power, when he became basically a council member, it kind of made me like warm up inside. I'm like, this little handicapped kid goes from, I can't run to, I'm going to fly this shit. I'm going to fly the fuck out of it.
And there's there's also when, like, earlier in the movie, because at the end of the movie, he does basically realize that the way to beat the bad guy is to share his power with those that he trusts. So he gives the power to the other foster kids, and they then make the council. Like, he remembers the thing that the wizard said to him open your heart,
yeah,
and, you know, fill the seats and all this. And he's like, oh shit, like, these are the people I'm supposed to, like, let in. But there's an earlier part in the movie where they're having, like, Freddy and Billy are having an argument, and it's basically because Billy is kind of shirking his responsibilities as a superhero, and Freddy is also very jealous of the fact that he's a fucking superhero, because he's like, you know, the kind of like climax of this argument that takes place over the course of a couple days, and it's very like they're being snarky with each other. You know, Billy tells him, like, well, you're just fucking jealous, and he's like, yeah, like, here I am, like, I try so hard to not be seen as invisible, to be seen by people, and, like, I'm a handicapped fucking foster kid, right? Like, and I love comics, like, goddamn it, right, I'm fucking jealous. Like, what the fuck? And then for him to finally get that power, for Billy to, you know, be like, dude, this is, of course, like, I trust the rest of you, but this is also my best friend, and, like, share that power with him. It's kind of a beautiful fucking moment, I think.
I mean, I thought it was very fitting. Now, I had a thought and you fucking made me lose it. But,
Dun, 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 dun.
now, my question is, because Mark Strong, which is a fucking fantastic actor, he could not be a better villain. There could not be a better villain than this fucking Mark Strong guy.
Ooh, I wanted to touch on that. Go ahead.
But he also, you know, he's in Sherlock Holmes. He always plays a villain, and he's amazing at it. I want to meet this guy because I bet he's just like Eric Roberts, down to earth, cool, easy to talk to. You know, just, hey, how you doing? Nice to meet you. That kind of shit.
Mm-hmm. Like, of course I'll do this interview for your podcast.
Yeah, you know,
like,
if I
good
can,
luck with that. Whatever I can do to help you guys out.
Right.
Oh my god.
And I'm sure that's what he'd be like. He'd be like, you know, I'm a supervillain. And he'd be like, but in real life? I'm like, no, come on, have a seat. Let's talk. Set up the camera. Let's chat. I'm like, fuck yeah, dude, let's do this shit.
Supervillains make the best people.
Right. My question is, though, who's gonna be Black Adam?
I don't know.
Because
that was not where I was gonna go.
Envy kinda was tagged at the end to be put back in their statue, but at the same time, it kind of looked like that Envy could escape. I don't know if you picked that up. When he finally calls Envy out,
Yes.
you know, he kind of knocks him out, whatever, does what he's got to do.
Aren't they all put back in the eye?
Envy comes back. But then he goes back and, you know, he gathers up his friends in the eye. But then, you know, Envy's way over here. He's like miles away. But then you see him in, you know, the lair, and then all the statues are there, and I'm like, what the fuck's going on? But then you see that little fucking caterpillar worm creature at the end. We're like, oh, you mortals think that the only way to get magic is, you know, because of this way. There's different ways to achieve this magic. And you're like, wait, are you now going to become Black Adam? Because Black Adam is, you know, Captain Marvel, Shazam's #1 enemy. And Black Adam has fought Superman. And he is a key villain in DC. So, because, I mean, he's right up there with fucking Darkseid.
Goddamn, I've never even heard of him.
Black Adam is a bad motherfucker.
I've never heard of him, and, like, obviously I've heard of Darkseid.
No, yeah. Black Adam is a bad fucking dude.
You ever heard of Darkseid? Why?
I mean,
I'm not gonna geek shame you, but do some research. It's
Darkseid is when Jack Kirby left Marvel and went to DC, and DC's like, what do you got? And he's like, I'm going to create a fucking supervillain for you that will be better than Lex Luthor for Superman. Or they're like, you can't. And you're like, here's Darkseid. And you're like, fuck, you can.
Which is basically
We'll
Lex
keep him.
Luthor with powers.
Yes, well, yeah, he's...
Because Lex Luthor is an awesome fucking villain, but he's not like a super villain. So take Lex Luthor with all his evilness and... oh my god. Hold
Lex
on.
is a super.
Side note. Do you know who's playing Lex Luthor on Supergirl right now?
Yes, but I can't think of his fucking name, but I can see his face right now.
It's the geeky brother from 2.5 Men.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. I still watch Supergirl, and it's the fucking geeky brother from 2.5 Men. It's the same fucking dude.
I thought it was a black dude.
No. Supergirl right now? No.
What season are you in?
I don't know the last one. Don't go to the full cast. Just go to the seasons and then look up the last episode because he was in it. Anyway, while he looks up that, there's something that I wanted to say about the villain in Shazam, which is I love the way this villain's backstory, right? Because this villain, like in the 70s or 80s, was basically potentially chosen to be a champion, right? Like he was brought down to what is later called the Lair, and you know, upon meeting the wizard's like, you're not worthy. And the wizard tells him that he's not worthy after like he goes seeking the eye. Because it's like, oh, you want power and like revenge and shit. Like, no, that's not gonna make you a superhero. So the fact that like this kid, and then so the kid gets transported back into the car, and he's freaking out.
No fucking way, it is John Cryer.
Yes, it's John fucking Cryer. John Cryer, of all people, should not be playing a goddamn villain.
But does he do a good job?
I personally think not, because I can't get past the fact that he's John Cryer. He has Tom Cruise syndrome, where like I don't think Tom Cruise is a good actor because I can't get past the fact that he's Tom Cruise. Also, he's batshit fucking crazy, and I refuse to support his movies. But all of that aside,
oh no fucking way.
yeah. So like, yeah, I can't get past the fact that that's John Cryer, and I'm like, John Cryer is not like.
I didn't realize that Sam Witwer was in credit only as far as like Supergirl. That Sam Witwer, I'm a huge fan of him. Sorry, total left field. He was in. He's a voice actor for Star Wars: Force Unleashed video game. He's in the Clone Wars. I want to say he was actually in American Horror Story too.
You see the space I'm trying to tell you.
He's also in a
Anyway.
solo. Oh, he plays Maul. That's right.
While I finish looking that up, I'm gonna finish my story about the cool, backstory of the villain, because the villain could be Billy Batson, right? Like he had that chance, and then he wasn't pure enough. He had a lot of hatred and a lot of anger in him, and so basically he spends his whole fucking life trying to get back there to steal the power, and goes back and steals the power. Well, not that power, but steals the power of the seven sins.
He takes the eye.
Yeah, and like
the
puts it in his
eye,
fucking eye, man. And that
Well,
was, like,
no,
glowing.
the eye fucking shoots itself into his eye.
Well, but whatever. It's in his eye. And it's fucking weird because now he's got this glowing white fucking crystallized looking eye, and it's creepy as fuck.
Well, when all the sins are in, it's blue. When all the sins are out, it's a dead white eye.
It looked like it was a glowing white to me when the sins were in.
It's
I
blue
think
or
you're-
purple.
I think you're wrong. Anyway, he's always wrong. So, but I think that was a really cool, link between the two of them. That, ignore that sound. We
That's life, ladies and gentlemen.
we have a life. But No, I thought it was really cool that like they link the two based on the fact that like they've both been to that place. And then you see him doing all this research and he creates this entire scientific foundation to look into like mass hysteria and like mass hallucinations to, pretending that this is a hallucination. And then like you see all these other people who were chosen as maybes and then like not pure enough. And then basically at the end it's like, I gotta give it to somebody. And shit's starting to run down. So here you go, kid. And then he's like, well, I mean, okay.
Now, a little side note. So there's a thing that I saw here because I was looking for something. It says, is Shazam more powerful than Superman? Now, before I even open this, I realized something. One of Superman's vulnerabilities is magic. Besides kryptonite, he is vulnerable to magic. What is Shazam? What is Captain Marvel?
Magic.
Pure fucking magic. So, when it comes to a contest of strength in, fighting, Shazam can beat Superman. Let that sink in. But outside of that, Superman is still the most powerful entity there is in DC. Well, they've had to tone Superman down because they gave him so many powers it was fucking ridiculous. They gave him super ventriloquism. Super ventriloquism. In the 90s, whoever was writing Superman at the time caused the virus, the disease of Superman being this all-powerful fucking creature. And then Kingdom Come came where they killed Superman. And you're like, okay, now's our chance to rewrite him. We're going to bring it back, but he's not going to have all those powers. He can still tow 10 fucking planets, which, yeah, he's the only character that can tow fucking 10 planets. But he can't throw his voice. He can travel as fast as Wally West, Barry Allen, or any other iterations of the Flash. However, he doesn't have the Speed Force, so if he travels that fast, he destroys reality. So, but
sometimes so does the Flash.
If the Flash doesn't pay attention to what the fuck he's doing, then yeah, he can destroy reality. But
I mean, when he travels that fast, sometimes he also goes into the past and fucks up reality by literally fucking over reality.
Because Flash is human, so he's like, oh, I want to save my mom. Let's see what this will do.
That's another thing that I really liked about Shazam. So when they all get, like you see, that when they all get the powers, right? Like all of these kids, several different ages, automatically look fucking like, oh my god.
Swole.
So, I was going to say so fuckable. Like they went from
Wow.
Eh.
Are you body shaming people?
No, I'm saying they were like these little kids, and then all of a sudden they're fucking like adults.
And you just
They're
said
like
the kids were and
swole,
now they're fuckable?
And now they've got like this beautiful, like they're fucking beautiful.
Hang on.
Hold on, you can shame me in a minute. Like they all become...
You may want to let me shame you first, because at the same time, even though they have got these bodies of magical fucking creatures, they're still kids.
That's where I was going with that. Like, it was very weird. Because on the one hand, like, they have these goddamn bodies that are beautiful. But on the other hand, like, and I'm not gonna lie, so, like, they change. And I'm a little like, eh. But then
one of them's
speak.
like a fucking 9-year-old girl.
No. But then they speak, and I'm like, oh, yeah, they're kids.
Yeah.
Right. Because, like, she's got the
that thought never happened with this guy.
She's got the body of, a very beautiful, like, model in her 20s, but still the mind of a 9-year-old. So I kind of thought it was really cool that it's basically, like, not that part's cool. I think it's cool that I was reminded, don't be a pedo.
It's all, folks.
Hey! But I thought it was really cool that like they, like their bodies change and they get these powers, but they're still them.
Their minds, right? Their personalities, everything that makes
still
them.
Right?
Yeah,
so
okay.
like Freddy is still like, woohoo, yeah, comic books, I got powers.
Supervillain!
and Darla is still like, what's a layer?
Yeah.
And,
Pedro actually starts talking once he's like, look at this bicep. Look at this bicep.
Look at these guns.
And
it's like, dude, I mean, it's like...
It's exactly what a kid would do if they gain the ability to become, basically, a god.
Mary, the 17, 18-year-old girl who's about to go to college, is basically, like, the most mature...
Yeah.
In her,
She's like, okay, folks. Okay, so we gotta do good. And everybody's like, no, I got biceps. But Pedro, that's cool.
She's still kind of the leader, even though Captain Marvel is technically the leader. But she's still kind of, because she's...
Well, no, she still looks to fucking Billy as you like, Billy? This is day one on the job for me, so what do I do?
Yeah, but like when he's all fighting the bad guy, supervillain, she's back there like fighting, and like you can see that she is by far the most comfortable in her body, because her body is it's changed. She looks a lot different than she did before. Like obviously there was an actor change, which is kind of weird because if it's just like you matured, her body wouldn't change that much.
I didn't think actually she changed.
I saw it in the credits as Super Mary.
Oh.
So yeah, it was a different
They found a good fucking actress, because I almost thought I was like, wait, maybe they changed their hair or something, but for the most part, I thought it was the same fucking...
I mean, look it up. I'm pretty sure that it was Super Mary.
I'm looking. Darla Dudley adult? Okay. Wait, you sure it's Mary?
Yeah, her name's Mary. I remember that because when Shazam or when Captain Marvel runs into her, when he saves her from the bus, yeah.
Attractive lady. That's literally a credit. No.
No, that's it. I think you.
I'm still looking.
I think you scrolled past it.
No, I have not.
Nope, you did. That's it.
Folks, this is one of those instances where your boy Harry here is right, and she's wrong. Again.
How come some of these people don't have, names underneath them?
That is actually adult Freddy. Adam Brody.
And that is adult Mary.
This is not one of those instances, ladies and gentlemen. The first one in A Tale of Two Geeks history.
Nope. Not even close. Not even close.
Yes, it is.
Not even close.
Yes, it is.
So, yeah. That was kind of strange because Mary's already 17 or 18 years old. She has her adult body. So, I guess you can say that the magic made her more beautiful. But the magic shouldn't really have aged her to being an adult. Because even 10 years later, when she was around 27, 28, she might look a little different, but she's still going to have the same body. But she didn't at all. She went from a very attractive young woman to supermodel fucking hot.
Well, she also got a little bit bigger. Now, even Zachary Levi's character, I'm pretty sure Zachary Levi put on a couple extra, pounds for as far as muscles though, but you could tell his suit had some padding in the shoulders and things like that. So I'm sure her character as well, they padded her suit to make her, more imposing.
But that's weird because Darla isn't. Darla doesn't have.
No, Darla has extra padding in her suit too. All of them.
Darla doesn't have padding in her arms at all because she doesn't have arms on her suit.
Well, I'm talking about her shoulders. All of them.
Not
have
really
fucking...
though. She can't because it cuts right here. You can't add padding there really and make it look like muscles because her suit cuts like right here. Like, yeah. She's
No.
like quarter sleeve. Yeah, no, she has like.
No.
Yeah, look it up.
No, no.
Oh, I can't look it up.
Anyways, final thoughts.
It was an amazing fucking movie, and you know we're gonna have Buddy Mathis on because we were talking in the car, and Buddy doesn't know this yet, but we were talking in the car, and Harry thinks that Buddy is an elitist when it comes to comics, and he thinks that is why he did not enjoy the movie.
I also think that she's a bit of an elitist too, and she
I
admitted
am not.
it in the car.
I did not. I said you're wrong. I said you're wrong. Also, we were having this conversation about me walking to the car, not in the car.
So
Yeah.
the conversation walking to the car, she admitted she was a bit of an elitist as well. No,
I am not.
You admitted it when there was comment regarding Ben. Ben said something. You're like, maybe I am a bit of an elitist.
No, been like a chip.
Mm-hmm.
No, I was just saying that his comment about it being like big was like, I mean, of course it's like big. It's a kid given like an adult body and super.
What's the story of Big might have actually taken its cue from Captain Marvel. So there's that.
But yeah, no, I'm not an elitist. Yeah, I'm not an elitist.
Yes, you are.
How?
We don't have time for that.
We do have time for that.
No, we don't.
I'm not an elitist. I'm not an elitist when it comes to any comic book character. I do think that they should stop portraying Harley Quinn as a blonde bimbo, even though I also admit that in the beginning she was fucking portrayed as a blonde bimbo. The original story is that she fucked her way through college, which you can't fuck your way to a PhD.
Really? Apparently you can buy your way through one.
Well, no, they bought their way into college, not through college. Like George W. Bush was a pretty failed college student.
2.3 GPA.
That's what got him in.
No, that's what he graduated with.
Oh, that's what got him in.
No.
Whatever, he probably paid someone to do his papers.
And there are those people.
They're still testing shit. Like how? I take that back. I personally know someone who cheated their way through college, so
Yes.
it's possible.
Yeah, no.
It is possible. It's
You can
not-
also buy grades.
It's wrong on so many levels, but it's fucking possible. I earned my goddamn degree.
Elitist.
I'm not an elitist. I don't
It's
even
okay.
think that you need like.
It's okay.
I'm not an elitist. It just. I admit that Harley Quinn was a blonde bimbo in the beginning. They rewrote that story because it was so wrong. Fuck you and your stupid fucking face.
I want a divorce. Drink!
That's all we have for today. Finish your goddamn line. That's all we have for today. Oh, that's my line.
Yeah, dear.
That's all we have for today. Please, sure, be sure.
Please sure, be sure, all sure. Sounds like a fucking laundry detergent. All sure.
That's all we have for today. Be sure to follow us on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram. Basically all the fucking social media places. We are also on SoundCloud, or all our latest episode is always available on SoundCloud, even if it's a video, because I can do that now, because I'm a genius. We're also on, fuck you, yes I am. I have the IQ papers to prove it somewhere. We're also on Google Play, Google Podcast, iTunes, Stitcher, Player FM, TuneIn, and Patreon, where we would appreciate it if you would help us keep this going.
Contribute to the old Tale of Two Geeks.
And as always, all of our stuff is available on a tale of two geeks.com.
Thanks for listening, folks. Good night.